with your May general reading and a few astrological notes on the craziness that we're all feeling these days. In addition to lockdowns, quarantines, and viruses, we also have some major political things going on and some fairly significant dynamics within our families and even deep down inside. We're all transforming and we're all just trying to keep up with the changes. But right now seems to be a time of really clearing out the past and letting things go, moving forward only when we're completely certain. And so we're getting a bit of support from the planets. I'm going to say support as opposed to challenging because, it's all in perspective, right? But May's pretty intense in terms of its alignments and various happenings. So I'm just going to go through my list. It's taken me a few days to put this information together, and I am behind on these reports. As you can see, it's, May the 4th. So, I'm going to just start with May 5th. So that's tomorrow in my world. Who knows when you're going to be reading this, but I'm sure it'll be helpful then as well. May 5th is the big lunar nodes are changing. So for the last 18 months or so, we've been dealing with, 18 months, we've been dealing with Cancer and Capricorn, the Cancer-Capricorn cycle. And so one of the interesting things that I found when I did the research was that when the lunar nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, it tends to herald important points in history. And ironically enough, just at the tail end of Cancer and Capricorn, the last time that it happened, we were gifted with 9/11. So a couple of months ahead of this switch up, well, I don't need to tell you where we're at. So thankfully, we're going to be moving into the Gemini-Sagittarius cycle of the lunar nodes, which is a much lighter energy. Capricorn and Cancer, these are, the themes around both of those signs. With Cancer, it's very much around family and your intimate, closest home-type relationships with your mother, and so on. In Capricorn, it's about your work-life balance. And Capricorn is very disciplined and not about fun at all. So we're flipping out of that archetype and into the Gemini-Sagittarius one. But before we can truly enjoy those dynamics, like I said, later in the fall, we have Venus going retrograde. So there's purpose in that. And Venus is in retrograde from May 13th until June 25th. But just like Mercury retrograde, we have shadow periods in front and at the tail end. So really we're not clear of this Venus retrograde cycle until about July 29th. This particular Venus retrograde will be very testing to all of our closest relationships, severe in some cases, and that coincides with when Venus is square Neptune. So that happened on May 3rd, so that was yesterday. And it'll be happening again on the 20th, and then again July 27th. So these are points where it brings a lot of tension, and there's a lot of questioning as to what's real and what's imagined. So things also like mental health crises can also occur during these times. And, Venus retrograde only does this once every year and a half to 2 years. So the last time that we went through this, it was in Scorpio in 2018. And that was all about death, rebirth, and transformation. So this time around, in terms of the global aspect of things, the kinds of dynamics that can occur during this time are things like civil war, because freedom of expression, the Gemini aspect of freedom of speech and expression, the themes tend to be pushed way up front. The other thing that's happening is May 16th to the 20th is when our sun is in alignment with Alcyon which is the galactic center. So at this time, for about 4 days, we're going to get blasted with a whole bunch of divine feminine energy, which is great, but it can also bring a bit of chaos. And in the mix with everything else, it's definitely a time to stay alert. Continuing with our theme of Gemini, May 22nd, we have a new moon in Gemini. And this is going to be sort of our, if I were to make any plans to do anything, of course, within reason, within our current circumstances, May 22nd would definitely be the day. It's going to be the day when we're going to be feeling a little lighter and probably a little bit more motivated, maybe not as consumed by the fear energies that have been swirling around us all for the last couple of months. But I do want to also caution you that we are also coming into the eclipse cycles. So June 5th, we're going to be dealing with an eclipse that has some very, very severe aspects to it. So watch out for being impulsive, losing control of your temper, and also there is the danger of war. And if you do live in an area where earthquakes are common, you may want to take extra precautions around the first week of June. So that's about all that I have for now, but I hope you enjoy your readings, and I'll be back with more this month. Thanks again for joining me. Hi there, Virgo. Welcome back to Bon Echo Tarot. This is your general reading for May 2020. Wild and woolly times as we all recalibrate ourselves for the new normal, the new abnormal, depending on how you look at it. What can I say? I hope you found the astrological information helpful. So sorry things have been late. Ooh, somebody's juggling. But it's taken me a little while to get settled, and I'm trying a few new things and seeing what works. But now that I am settled, I'll be able to get a lot of videos out. So, stay tuned. All right. So what do we have for Virgo? So what do we have for Virgo? Virgo. So let's see what we got here. Your surrounding energies hidden is the King of Swords. So that could be an air sign, which would be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But the King of Swords, from my perspective, is about boundary setting and also very clear communication around a situation. So let's just go around the cards. I noticed that that the Two of the Pentacles came up. It was flipping when I was shuffling. So in the past, you may have been juggling a situation, trying to extricate yourself from drama. And so right now, the center of your reading is the Chariot. So this is moving forward on something. Could mean travel as well. Your obstacle is the sun. So generally speaking, the sun represents happiness and good times, very sunny times, obviously. But it can also represent a Leo. So, and then we also have the Six of Wands, which is the success card, recognized by your peers as well, your friends and so on, your community. It is also a Leo card, so you could have a Leo somewhere in the mix of your life right now. As I said, you may have been juggling something. Eight of Swords is my quarantine card. So the quarantine may be affecting this situation for you. And there may have been an absolute ending or a complete transformation of a situation. This card also represents Scorpio, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio in the near future. And you are the Magician, so you're making things happen, you're manifesting, you're taking care of stuff, got all the tools you need for whatever it is you're doing. And in your environment, you've got the Three of Cups, so you know it looks as though you're around people that you're having a good time with. There could be a reunion happening. You could be reconnecting with people that you haven't seen in a while. The planets are all in retrograde now, except for Mercury, but that's happening soon enough. And Mercury is your ruler, so you're probably handling the retrogrades okay. And the only card that I see on deck that's of any concern is your final outcome card, being the Five of Pentacles. So, Five of Pentacles is kind of feeling a sense of lack, like you don't have what you need. So you may be finding yourself financially tight for a little while. In your hopes and fears section, you're really hoping to become inspired with an idea to cope with the many changes that are happening for you right now. So let's see if we can get some clarity on these cards and give a little bit more insight. So for the Chariot and travel and moving forward, ouch, you've got the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is not my favorite card. It's about deception, lies, possibly theft. But perhaps there's part of you that's hoping to steal away somewhere. Or maybe you're planning your exit, but you're not telling people about it. Let's see here. Or you could, there could have been an offer from someone for a new beginning to move forward in, and they're not telling you everything. So let's see here. See if we can get another card on that. Yeah. It looks as though you may be blinded to some truth. Whether you're lying to yourself, whether someone else is lying to you, you're not seeing it. You kind of don't even know that it's happening. So, yeah. You may be moving forward because of lies. Maybe you found out that someone was lying to you and it's created some friction and you're kind of taken off. You're getting out. Checking out. Alright, so your obstacle is the Sun card, Leo. So the Knight of Wands, a new beginning in love. Ooh, look at this. And reunion and magician. I can't make this up, man. Did you see that? Do you see that? So there's the Knight of Wands. There's the Ace of Cups. So a new beginning, possibly with a Leo, with a fire sign. A reunion, and you're going to make this happen. But there's something not right about it. And that's why it's your obstacle. So let's see what the Six of Wands represents down here. Yeah, like you really, really want to make this happen. Oh my God. And, you know, you're seen as being very successful. You're convinced of it. It's like your powers of positive thinking are going to pull this through. Yeah, because you're feeling solid and grounded in your ideas, and you're communicating clearly as the Queen of Swords. So it's kind of like this surgical kind of approach in getting what you want, what you feel is going to make you happy. And then with the Two of Pentacles, you know, there may have been something with this full moon, you know, just yesterday kind of thing, you know, within the very recent past, that has been like an incubator for whatever it's happening, something that you walked away from. Kind of in the middle of the night. Yeah. I think you're very frustrated by this quarantine because you want to move towards what you know is going to make you happy. Because you're not quite there yet. Yeah. And there's the Death card. You want a complete transformation of the situation. The Death card also represents Scorpio. And there it is there. I mean, it's like... yeah, it's like you know what needs to be transformed in order to bring in this next chapter of happiness. But, you know, with transformation, you need time to integrate. So it's a good idea to rest over this next little while. So many planets retrograde, Virgo. You can't make nothing happen until August, earliest. You know, close to your birthday, you know, in your birthday season, that's when you can really make things happen. But nothing's going to happen before then, and that has nothing to do with you or your magical powers. Yeah, because, you know, you're self-sufficient. You know, you're going to have to be single for a while before you get the relationship that you want. You know, we are in Venus retrograde, so relationships are taking center stage for many of us. So, you know, as much as I try to make this a general reading, you know, depending on the energies, we're going to be looking at various things, right? So, yeah, you know, you're kind of taking an inventory from the past. So, what is it that you're manifesting here, Virgo? Well, I'm manifesting some conflict. Let's see what else here. Yeah, and making a decision, like an absolute decision, and working really, definitely putting your nose to the grindstone and working hard, in not the greatest circumstances, really. So in your environment, you've got this celebration with the King of Cups. King of Cups, it could be a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So we do have the Death card on the board here twice. So you could be dealing with a Leo, with a Scorpio, and then we've got the Justice card, which represents Libra. But there's a certain amount of justice that needs to come into play in your environment, and that appears to be what you're working on manifesting at this time. So let's see here, Hangman. Yeah, you're not really sure how to proceed with this Leo or this fire sign. Let's see. Oh yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea what to do, and that's okay. Like, you're gonna have some time. You know, and basically, while you may feel alone and short on cash, when the gates open again, your ships are going to come in, and a whole new level of commitment is going to be on the horizon, possibly with an Aries, as the Emperor represents Aries. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. You're basically working it, Virgo. That's all that's happening. And working through your own issues and allowing the people around you and that you're involved with and that you're creating things with to catch up and to, be ready for you. Because the situation is not quite there. Because, everything's in retrograde, man. We all have to go within. We've all got to figure out what's truly going to make us happy and what we're truly capable of creating in the new circumstances that we all find ourselves in. So let's get one of these cards to bring a level of levity to the end of this reading as we close. And I think I'm going to pick that one, and let's see what it says. Ooh! Pick up after yourself, Virgo. All right? So, whatever that means for you, because soon enough, you'll be taking a magic carpet ride. Okay? Book one for your birthday. All right, Virgo. Thanks for joining me again. And if you'd like a personal reading, pop on over to Bon Echo Tarot on Facebook and, send me a message. And we'll set it up. Thanks again.